Hi folks, Brian Smith here, working on the Rogue. This guitar, very interesting. I'm finding more and more wrong with it, with the neck at least. Bridge is in good shape, neck is got issues. Alright, well, like I said, another video we talked about, we're going to put a new rod in it, because the rod I think was part of the culprit, but I thought about this, and I talked to a guy that works on guitars, and he's talking about the neck angle on this being off. And I thought about it, and when I got this guitar, this heel was split in half. It was off the guitar, and my guess is that probably screwed up the neck angle somewhat. So what I've done is I took some really thin pieces of wood, not that thin, but thin, and where this dovetail joint is, there's a gap in there, which all guitars have. And what I did is I glued the shims down there to help to move the neck angle a little bit to hopefully fix it without having to steam this neck off. I am not steaming this neck off. This is it. If this repair doesn't work, it's the end of the line for this guitar. So hopefully this repair works. Because I am not doing any more work after this to it, besides putting a new rod in it. If that doesn't cure it, nothing. It's going to need. I'm not going to do a neck reset on it. I'm not going to waste my time on a cheap Chinese guitar. But hopefully this repair works. What I'm doing, like I said, I took a shim that's bigger than that piece of wood, and I hammered it down into here. And I put glue in there, and I sanded it down, cleaned it with a chisel to help move that neck angle. And then what I did is I put a piece of wood here and a rubber band here to put some pressure on that heel to kick the heel forward. And that's supposed to be higher too, so we did that. So hopefully my repair works. We'll see. We'll wait till the rod's here and put the rod in it and see what it does or doesn't do. But I think the neck angle's off. But I read a forum, that trick, you can take a piece of wood, hammer a piece of wood down there, and that will move the neck angle without having to do a complete neck reset on the guitar. So I'm hoping that will work, because I'm putting the rod back on, putting that back on, taking these off, see what it does, and that's it. But get out of, Jesus, cat is annoying. If that doesn't work, then it's the end of the line. I'll donate it, throw it out. I'll do something with it. But that's what we're doing. We're trying to fix the neck. And I think when the neck came off the guitar, it split from the heel. It messed up the neck angle quite a bit. So we did that trick with a shim. And we're going to keep the pressure on it for a few days until the rod arrives, and hopefully that helps the neck. And then we're also doing work to the fingerboard, because the fingerboard had its share of problems too. Piece of wood there, chip, put glue in there, put a little glue in there, and we put a shim in here and sanded it down. So when we do put the fingerboard back on it, there's no gap. Whenever you take a fingerboard off a guitar, you should put a shim right here in the front, so there's no gap, because if you don't do that, there's going to be a gap, and it's going to affect the guitar. You sand off what you can. You take the chisel, clean the glue off, clean everything off, and you put a shim on there. All right, don't just glue it back on. You need a shim. All right, that's the right way to do it. You need a shim. It helps it. You don't want a gap. So we're waiting for the rod. We're working on the this guitar here. Done a lot of repairs. You can see we put wood in there. We're going to get a Dremel. Shave that down with a Dremel. Get it to try to smooth out. And then when we do that, we're going to get a touch-up marker for guitars. Touch that up. And that one will be set for strings. Hopefully this one does better than the Rogue. Hopefully they're both playable, but we'll see. And we're also building a guitar. Had a piece of mahogany laying around. join the sides of it together, as you can see. We ordered, join the bottom, I should say. Bottom is going to probably be the bottom part of the guitar. So we're going to have to sand this down. And yeah, we're gonna attempt to build a guitar again. We ordered the sides for it. We're gonna order little bits of parts at a time, and hopefully we'll build one too and get these two up and going and see where we go from there. All right, folks, we'll keep you posted.